I've interviewed almost 50 producers about their biggest struggle, and almost every single time it comes back to the same exact thing: arrangement and finishing tracks. Why do producers struggle with it so much? Well, I'm here to argue that it's not because they're inherently bad at it, it's just because they have the wrong workflow. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the exact system and mindset shift that allowed me to finish entire arrangements in one sitting and finally get my tracks signed to labels. But before I show you the fixes, I need to explain why arrangement feels so hard in the first place. Here's what happens. When you're working on an 8-bar loop, everything feels easy. You're making one decision at a time, going with the flow, and you hear the result instantly. But once you get to arrangement, something changes. Suddenly, you're not deciding just what sounds cool. You're deciding when everything should happen, for how long it should happen, and why it should happen in the first place. Where to do the intro, the breakdowns, the drop, where to add some new elements. Most producers freeze up and start overthinking every decision. And no shit, your brain can't enter flow state when it's got all these open tabs and trying to manage 100 different decisions at once. So what's the solution? It's to reduce the number of decisions you're making at once so that your intuition can take over again. The goal here is to remove cognitive load, simplify the decisions so that it can be about just deciding what sounds cool. That's what this 3-step system I'm about to show you is designed to do. If you live by this, you're going to be able to finish tracks entirely in one setting, and you're going to have fun while doing it. And it actually starts before you even get to arranging. Let me explain this with a metaphor. Think of your loop like a palette. Before a painter starts painting, he prepares the palette first, so that once he's actually painting, he's only choosing which colors to use, not having to invent new ones. And arrangement works the same way. If your loop has only one idea, you're going to be forced to come up with new ones while arranging. And that's where your flow state dies. So before I arrange, I want options. At minimum, I like to have at least 2 different melodies or hook elements in my loop, so that I can actually switch between them in the track to create a question and answer kind of feeling.
Despite all the things I didn't do, I'd never say a bad thing about you. Don't let my silence fool you.
And secondly, the drums. Make sure you have a bunch of drums and hi-hat type elements in the loop. And it's really important because they're literally the most useful tool for managing the energy of the track. Just listen to how drastically the energy changes once I take away the clap in this example. So more options up front actually means fewer decisions later. There is a catch, however, because if you keep stacking ideas on top of each other, eventually the loop is going to start feeling overcrowded. So here's a habit I want you to adopt. While you're still composing the loop, I want you to start turning some elements on and off. Just take away the kick and imagine what a breakdown would feel like. Maybe you can take away the drums or the pad to see what it would sound like more stripped back. Maybe remove one of the melodies to make space for a different one. This way, you're making room in your palette for different things, but you're also, this is a side effect, you're also previewing possibilities in the arrangement. You can get ideas of which elements to use together later on. It's really helpful. But with that being said, now is where most people get stuck, because once you leave the loop, your brain has to manage everything at once. So that's when step 2 comes into play. As we said earlier, we want to reduce how many decisions you need to make at any given moment. And the easiest way to do that is to limit when changes are allowed to happen. And that's why I use the 8-bar rule. So instead of thinking about every single second of the track separately, I just think in 8-bar phrases. Every 8 bars, something should change. That's it. Now, we're not doing this because it's some ultimate dogma or a strict rule. Like it's absolutely fine to break the 8-bar rule if it feels right. But it's just something that works on the dance floor, and it drastically reduces how much you have to think, which, again, that's what we're after. And here's how to make this even easier on your brain. Add arrangement markers. I place them every 16 bars, like this, so that way I have 2 8-bar phrases in there. Now I can see the structure instantly, and it feels much cleaner. And I know exactly when the changes should happen. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but we still haven't arranged anything. So let me show you step 3, which is the actual workflow of arrangement which you need to have. So many producers come to me asking for help on the one-on-one lessons, and almost every single one of them makes this one mistake. They stop the track, they zoom out, and they just start placing stuff like, I'm gonna put the kick here, bass line there, fucking hi-hat here, and then here, and maybe here. Don't do this. Fuck that. Stop it. This is not arrangement. This is just fucking looking at the colors and placing down Lego bricks on top of each other. Arrangement only makes sense when you hear it unfold over time. So here's the golden rule. You arrange while the track is playing. Let me demonstrate. So we've got this loop, right? And I'm just gonna try to put something down in real time. So let's start by dragging some of the most basic elements out. Like, we need to start with something. Let's do this as well. And after 8 bars, we can have something come in. Okay, I think we need something more right there. Let's try and put this stab in. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we might want to have this shaker come in as well. Ooh. Yeah. Let's take away the kick for this brief second. And see, here I'm breaking the 8-bar rule a little bit in a way, because I'm having a change happen at this random moment. But it's actually not random, because the main change is still happening at the point of bar 17, which is after 8 bars. But I'm just emphasizing that change by increasing the contrast. Like, if I take away the kick right before this change happens, it's going to feel a little bit more impactful. So that's some ways you can break the 8-bar rule a little bit. Let's add some more hi-hats there as well. See how that feels? I don't like that. Okay. We can maybe start filtering this lead in. Let's do some automation. Okay. That's cool. Little breakdown. I'm imagining hearing something like a more isolated moment right before the drop happens. Yeah, so you get the gist of it. This is also very largely about experimentation and just seeing in real time what the arrangement can sound like. So you listen and then you react. Your brain is gonna start telling you things. Like, you're suddenly gonna think, oh, it would sound good to have a clap added in here. Or It's gonna sound good to have a breakdown right now. Stuff like that. And that's your musical intuition kicking in. But for this to work the best, the ideas should still be fresh in your head, which is why you arrange immediately after you're finished with the loop. Not later today, not tomorrow, but within the same session that you started the project. Because like the longer you wait, the more you're just gonna start overthinking. It's gonna start feeling like an impossible task. You just need to take action while you're still in the zone, and everything else will follow. And sometimes it can still be difficult. Like you can still get overwhelmed with all the possibilities of what you could do, which is exactly why I've taken it one step further. I've come up with a method which is basically like training wheels for arranging your tracks. I've called it the AAA system, and if you follow it, you're gonna be able to arrange literally any song ever. This method is a bit boring, to be honest, but it literally works 100% of the time, even if you're a dumbass. So if you want to learn more about that, click this video right here, because that's where I explain it step by step. So click right here to watch next, and I'll see you there. Cheers.